I'm back, and I have the news everybody's been waiting for. Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapien of AllBengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk. And yeah, I say that tongue-in-cheek because the Bengals, well, they re-signed two players on Wednesday. One after the new league year began, one before. Carys back for another year because, well, I knew you wanted some long snapper news. He signed a one-year deal with the Bengals, as did special teams ace defensive back Michael Thomas. Don't confuse him with Mike Thomas, the wide receiver, who's still out there. Michael Thomas signed a deal. He played for 8 games, in 8 games for the Bengals in 2021, obviously the playoffs as well. Had 18 tackles, a pass breakup, was more of a special teamer, but did start one game at the end of the year. So there are your re-signings as of now, as of 5:37 Eastern time as I record this. But I have some names for you because the new league year, well, what it does is it sparks releases. Guys get waived, there's cap hits, there's guys that are on the move. And I've had some time to think about these, and other guys, well, they were released today. And I'm going to start with the guys that weren't released today, that have been out there a little longer, 2 of them. And I wrote about this for allbengals.com. To me, if you're the Bengals and you really want to fortify the offensive line, I would go after 2 guys. And yeah, they can go after La'el Collins. And I see the people that say, go get La'el Collins. And I'm on board with that. If they can do that, do it. By the way, haven't seen anything on Collins today as of yet. If so, we're going to have it, of course. If there's any news, we're going to have it for you. But to me, if you can get Daryl Williams from the Bills, and he was released on Monday, he's been out there. He's got 35-inch arms. Didn't play as well last year, shuffling from tackle to guard. Just plug him in at right tackle. Leave him there. He's 29 years old. To me, over the next couple of years, could certainly be a fit for you as you just look to protect Joe Burrow for the foreseeable future. He could help with that as some of these young guys behind him develop, draft picks develop, etc. Another guy that could do that and bring that is JC Tretter. And I know Ted Carys, real easy to say Carys. Ted Carys signed earlier this week or will sign later this week, agreed to terms earlier this week. I understand. I get it. But from left to right, if you could have Jonah Williams, Ted Carys, who's played a ton of guard, played guard last year for the Patriots. They really liked him at guard, and some argue it's his best position. JC Tretter, who's 31 years old, released by the Browns, is a guy that is a borderline Pro Bowler, has started 80 of 81 games for the Browns. I misspoke on Tuesday's video, rather. It wasn't 80 straight starts. It was 80 of 81 games. He got COVID, missed a game. Completely durable guy that could certainly help. Alex Kappa, we know you know how I feel about him. I think it was a great signing. And then you get a guy like Daryl Williams, makes a ton of sense to me. So those are 2 guys, Daryl Williams, JC Tretter, that I would potentially target. I got 3 more though. And I wrote about these for allbengals.com, but I wanted to make sure that my Cincinnati Bengals Talk family saw them as well. Let's start with a guy who was released on Wednesday morning, was teammates with JC Tretter. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. He's only 27 years old, and let's be honest, he signed with Cleveland a few years ago, and it didn't work out over the past couple of years. Well, is that Baker Mayfield? Is that multiple coach, or is that the coaching issues and the offense issues and everything that going on in Cleveland? Maybe, but Austin Hooper, to me, is still good enough to help replace C.J. Uzomah, and the Bengals obviously have a need at tight end. I think you could sell Hooper on a few things. He's only 27 years old. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. Signed a big deal with Cleveland, and it was underwhelming. Had some drop issues last year. Just never really latched on. You could say, all right, Austin, come sign a 1 or 2 year deal here. I would prefer 2. Prove yourself to the rest of the league and hit the free agent market again in a couple of seasons because you're going to catch passes from Joe Burrow. And it's an offense that, might not be prioritized tight ends, but Burrow is really, really good, especially with the time we're going to give him at finding the tight end. Check out what he did for C.J. Uzomah. He can get you one more big deal. Uzomah, 29 years old, coming off of an Achilles, had a career best year with Joe Burrow. You can do the same thing here, Austin. So that's a guy that I would certainly kick the tires on. And yeah, he did have 6 drops in 2021, but prior to that, his first 5 years, according to Pro Football Reference, only had 7 drops in 5 seasons. I'm not that concerned about it. A 2-time Pro Bowler in Atlanta just didn't work out in Cleveland. Plus, he could try to stick it to the Browns twice a year since it didn't work out up north. Another guy that the Bengals should target, and it's actually 2 guys from the Washington football team, the Washington Commanders. One makes a ton of sense. One makes some sense if the Bengals want to address left guard with a younger body. And to me, Ereck Flowers, a former 9th overall pick, was a bust at tackle, moved inside to guard, has been pretty good, 28 years old, is someone that, you know, if you can get him to compete for that starting job with Jackson Carman, that'd be great. And I would think he would win that, but you never know. And my whole thought with the Jackson Carman left guard thing is make him earn it. And a guy like Ereck Flowers could certainly do that. And so you sign him, you say, hey, you'll probably be the starter, but you got to earn it. And, you know, everybody's got to earn their starting job. And so we'll see. So that's a guy I would at least kick the tires on a little bit, discuss, watch film. And I know the Bengals are going to do that. And then the last one, Matt Iannitis. And I like Iannitis. He's 28 years old. He's defensive interior lineman, for those that don't know. Had 8.5 sacks in 2019. 2020 got dinged up. 2021 played in 16 games. Didn't have the same production. 2.5 sacks, 38 tackles. Was good, not great. I think this could be the Band-Aid fit as you draft someone, because they're going to draft interior linemen. But this could be a guy that you sign to replace Larry Ogunjobi, the prove-it deal guy that's going to eat up snaps for you, that's going to make some splash plays, and that wants to get paid one more time, short-term type deal. And so these are guys, not the big swings that you're talking about, and we've talked about a lot of potential targets, right? There's plenty of cornerbacks out there. There's a bunch of other tight ends. But these are recently released players that I think could help the Bengals. And I'll go over the list one more time. Austin Hooper, Daryl Williams, JC Tretter, Ereck Flowers, Matt Iannitis. What do you think? You like any of them? You hate any of them? It's not scrapping the bottom of the barrel. It's guys that were released because of cap issues. To me, in order of who I would prefer, I would say JC Tretter. I think he's the best player. I also think he would command the most money. I would say Daryl Williams right after that. Then it's tough. I would probably go with Matt Iannitis, Ereck Flowers, Austin Hooper. And you can see where my priority is, right? The trenches. And it's because I think that if they don't get Austin Hooper, well, then maybe they get O.J. Howard. And I'm fine with them getting O.J. Howard, to be honest with you. Or I'm fine with them going after, Rob Tonyan, or going after Tyler Conklin, or going after one of these other tight ends. So it's one of those things. Hayden Hurst, right? I think there's options there for the Bengals. And so it's going to be quite interesting. Not a ton on the Bengals front, as you know. So we're waiting for that. When we have news, though, we'll be here for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, check out allbengals.com. And if you're looking for more Bengals content, catch me and Jake Lisco daily on the Locked On Bengals podcast. You can watch it here on YouTube, or you can listen wherever you get your podcast. But before you do anything else, hit that subscribe button. We just passed 15,000 subs here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. We're ecstatic about that, but we're hungry for more, and we want to bring you the best coverage possible here on YouTube when it comes to your Cincinnati Bengals. So for Andrew Fox Miller, our editor and channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now right here on CBT, Cincinnati Bengals Talk.